नमस्कार, एडोन जायच्या खाशेल्या कार्यावळीत तुमचे सगळ्यांचे स्वागत. आज आमच्याबरोबर एक असे गेस्ट असतात जांकां आयकुपाची तुमकां सगळ्यांक उमळशीक आसतली. आमच्याबरोबर असतात भाजपाचे राज्यसभेतले फुडारी अरुण जेटली सर. वेलकम टू द शो. सो फर्स्ट थिंग, यू आर जस्ट इनॉग्रेटेड and started जनसंपर्क अभियान. Don't you think it is too late to start Janasampark now when elections are already announced?
You see, politics is a continuous process of communication with the people. We communicate with the day. Now this is a part of an election campaign. I have no doubt. The formal election campaign will begin once the nominations are filed and the campaign begins, the withdrawals have taken place. But in the run-up, to go to the people, raise the issues and sharpen the focus on the issues that we wanted to be sharpened. I think this campaign is a part of that.
What will be the general agenda, the main issues where this campaign will focus?
We are in the activity of politics. And in elections, you weigh the performance of governments and parties. I think people in Goa are fed up of the kind of governance they've seen in the last 5 years. The politics of Goan government has touched the lowest ever. I don't think a state of this kind, which has so many assets, is one of the most beautiful regions of this country. It has comparative economic prosperity. It has a huge, huge global tourism potential. It can become an IT hub. It's got natural resources. It's got a human resource with a very high level of literacy. So Goan politics should have been class above the rest of the country. But you don't want politics to be dominated by mafias. So from smuggling to rape to murder to mining to corruption to money making, if this is the quality of Goan politics, then people need to revolt against this kind of a governance. And in a democracy, the best revolution is through the ballot paper. And I think this is an effort to educate the people about the kind of governance they've seen. What is an anti-incumbency after all? When people are fed up of the government in power, angry and unhappy people vote a government out. And therefore, this sharpens the focus that it is this politics and governance which is the cause of this despair.
But when people look at the BJP as an alternative, the most important controversy that BJP is facing right now in Goa is about the Sripad Naik Manohar Parrikar crisis.
How is that a controversy? Having competent leaders is an asset. It can't be a controversy or a liability. Therefore, we are blessed with having two very good leaders, and the party makes the best utility out of them. So we are not like the Congress party where families dominate politics and only one family will produce leaders. We are a party which has a galaxy of leadership.
So the element of doubt is been getting raised because...
Well, in any democracy where there is merit, there will be many leaders. And the party chooses the best out of them at the time of elections. But then party needs people to work in its organization. Party needs leaders to work in center, in parliament. Tomorrow if we have a central government, party needs people to work in the state government. It needs to work in the central organization. So we divide responsibilities accordingly.
Why so long to take the decision?
It's not so long. I think it's a media creation. The party doesn't have to take too much time in order to take these decisions. The party is very clear. It's just a matter of our electoral strategy, how we go about things. And the party is very clear about the decisions that's made.
You're saying there is no doubt in the mind of the party regarding this issue, whether he should come back to local politics or he should stay at the center?
Sripad is a man of great talent. He's a solid organizational man. He has great utility in the center. He's a very senior member of parliament. And therefore, the party will utilize him in the best manner that it considers fit. The point is that we don't have to unnecessarily create a controversy where none exists. We've run governments in the past. We've had some leaders in the state, some leaders in the center, and both have made a huge contribution to the party.
What is your opinion? Where you would like to see?
Well, I don't decide these issues in the course of television programs. The party announces them at the appropriate time.
So, how long shall we wait?
Well, you can't bind us in terms of time. We decide our own time.
Okay. This is the first time you are saying that you will not announce CM candidate and go for the election.
We have not said anything of this kind. Let the elections campaign pick up. The party will take a decision and announce whatever it thinks best in the interest of the campaign.
So right now there is nothing is decided on this issue.
Why do you say that? After all, decision is not a surgical process. It's a matter where the party takes certain decisions, it formulates its minds, it chooses the appropriate opportunity to announce them.
Another thing that they're saying is that BJP doesn't have heavyweight candidates. There is one Sripad Naik, there is one Manohar Parrikar, and
Yeah, we don't have candidates belonging to families. Unfortunately, the mindset of people who've been too used to a feudal kind of politics is that after one candidate, his son must come in, his family member must come in. And one tragedy of the Congress in Goa and the kind of politics the Goan government has been throwing up is dynastic politics. So even dynastic politics is being used as an excuse to cover up for mafias. Son of so-and-so is involved in so-and-so. But yet politics is open for them. Now when you pick up the best talents in the state, the brightest of young men and women to contest elections, they don't belong to a family. Now according to me, it's a tragedy of Indian politics where talent versus dynasty, merit gets sacrificed. I think the BJP, irrespective of this debate, is committed to picking up the best of talent, people with spark and brightness, both at the central level and in the state, and then putting up them as a candidate. We are not going to go in for this politics of dynasty which has been existing in the state.
Will those candidates be able to pose a formidable challenge for these heavyweights?
This is a question we are going to put to the people of Goa. That is merit heavyweight or is a surname heavyweight? And I think it will be a very big tragedy if merit is sacrificed just for family names.
How strong do you see the prospects of your existing MLAs?
I think there is a revulsion against the state government. This is not the kind of politics that people in Goa deserved. As a result of which, we are going to see in very large parts of the state a huge victory for a large number of our candidates.
What about the alliance with the MGP? Do you think it is absolutely necessary?
Well, our leaders are in discussion with them. The basis of an alliance is vote transferability and an ability to help each other. We have that ability with the MGP, and I'm sure our state leaders are in the midst of a discussion on this issue, and they will move in the right direction.
Can BJP think of coming to power alone in this situation, or you need an alliance?
Well, I think it's a matter of strategy. Alliance, we may come to power on our own. We have in the past come to power on our own. But at times you enter into alliance in order to avoid a vote split, so that you enjoy a comfortable majority. And therefore, alliances are always, they are a force multiplier. And therefore, if alliances do take place, I think it only ensures not only the victory, but also the margin of victory.
What will be your stand as far as those candidates are concerned who will be rejected by the Congress? If they come to your party, what will be your stand?
This is a matter of electoral strategy. Our normal preference is for our own political workers. Our preference is for men of integrity. Our preference is also on winnability. So if they come to us in constituencies where we have strong and we have very, very winnable candidates, the answer is no. But in some rare exception, it may be a point of strategy, though it's not a matter of preference.
So another thing that people of Goa always want to know is that if BJP comes to power and if a stage comes where BJP has to ally with people like Churchill Alema or Miki Pacheco, will the party go with these people?
Well, as I have said, vacuum doesn't produce a government. Therefore, our appeal to the people is, give us a comfortable majority. Our preference is not to align at all with anybody who has a questionable background. But then, in hung assemblies, such people acquire the balance of power. I only hope and appeal to the people of Goa that they give us a comfortable majority. And we are hopeful of a comfortable majority where we don't have to align with any such person.
In a state like Goa, what happens usually is that keeping minorities on your side becomes very important as far as electoral politics is concerned.
I think in this election, there's a huge change of political noises which are coming out of the minority groups here. They are also as much residents of the state and this country as much as I and you are. And they also seem to be exasperated with the kind of politics Goa is seeing. We believe in completely non-discriminatory politics based on equality. We've been victims of a hostile propaganda. And this time I see a very positive response coming from the minorities. And a very large number of important leaders are joining us. And we are going to field a number of them as candidates also. And there is no reason why any one of them should have any apprehension of BJP coming.
Will party take any substantial initiatives to infuse that confidence in the minority?
We are doing that. We are consciously making an effort to do that. That's why a number of them are coming. We are going to put them up as candidates. Our appeal to them is to, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. We've always provided a far better government than the kind they have seen in the last 5 years. And they must judge us by our performance.
You are coming up with a vision document for Uttar Pradesh. Why so?
Well, I think in every state the strategy can differ. A vision document can be a long time document, not merely an action plan for 5 years. And therefore, it's a vision document which shows the roadmap which the state must adopt. A manifesto is a document which is an electoral promise which shows the direction for the next 5 years.
So there have been controversies like the Kushwaha thing. You inducted him and everybody said that you are ready to take corrupt people.
On the day the party president inducted him, there was not a single case against him. Therefore, anybody in the media making a charge is not a charge. There was not even an FIR against him. After he joined the BJP, they raided him. He himself came and said, I put my membership under suspension till such time that I am exonerated. And we accepted that.
So, will such kind of things affect the image of the party?
Well, I don't think they affect the image of the party because we inducted him, as I said, on a day when he didn't have a single case against him.
So it wouldn't affect any image of the party?
No, there is no question. People judge us by the kind of governance we provided wherever we have a chance.
What about the reservation for Muslims? You have been very strongly opposed.
I am strongly critical of it.
Yeah.
For the simple reason, within the backward quota is 27%. In the Mandal Commission, already Muslims are included. So out of some 2100 castes, 80 castes of Muslims are included. So where there is a need for a sub-quota. And what are you doing in the process? 9 out of 27, which is 33%.
Yeah.
So the backwards across the country, and which includes the Muslim backwards, are entitled to that quota. You can't, in the garb of creating a sub-quota, reduce the rights of the backwards who are entitled to be helped. Now when those backwards are helped, the Muslim backwards are already a part of those backwards. So this was clearly politically motivated. Reservation on basis of religion is not constitutionally prescribed. In fact, when it was raised, Mr. Nehru, Mr. Patel, Dr. Ambedkar, in the Constituent Assembly had strongly opposed it. The Congress is today negating what its own leaders at that time had said.
So, will this not create a kind of a negative impression about the party in the minds of Muslims? And party is trying to build that bridge.
Well, I think it should create we are entitled to logical politics. We are entitled to nationalistic politics. To say that all backwards must be treated alike is the correct philosophy. To say that the constitutional reservations must be respected is the correct philosophy. Now, but to say that 33% share in the backwards goes to one community may actually create a big hole as far as the backwards across the region are concerned.
They say that you are putting too many new faces in Punjab. Will this help you or will this not help you?
New faces normally do help. And I think when you win a large number of seats, it's always good electoral strategy to judge performance. In some cases there will be retirements, and some cases changes are linked to performance and prospect.
Kanduri will be projected as the CM candidate for Uttarakhand.
Everybody accepts him. It's obvious, and his popularity rating is sky high. He's one of the most honest men in India's politics. So he's an asset to the party.